Hi, I'm Gavin. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos, so I thought I'd just jump in and do a few more. Anyway, so probably the pretty outrageous title to this video is the best film camera ever. Clickbait, maybe. Okay, so if you've watched my channel, you've seen that I have a lot of film cameras, and it's one of those things. Over time, you sort of gravitate. I mean, I've been shooting film for years, and lots of digital cameras and things like that. Where you sort of gravitate to one camera, and it sort of does everything you need. It feels right, and when you shoot it, it's sort of, I don't know how to explain it. It's sort of one of those things that it feels right for you. A lot of people have their own choices, obviously. I mean, this is the best film camera ever for me. I mean, I like all my cameras. I mean, they are lovely, but this is something different, and it's one of those ones. It's quite, it's not very well known. There's not that many videos about it, but it is an absolutely amazing camera. And it's really weird. I've literally got like 40 odd cameras, and if I'm shooting film, I always seem to gravitate to it. And I don't know why. And there's a few factors to it. But anyway, so talking about amazing cameras. I mean, this is the Nikon F100. If that focuses, will that focus? Is it? It's trying. Is it doing it? There it is. Okay, that's the Nikon F100. That's a monster camera. That's a really amazing film camera. It's great. It's one of Nikon's bests. And I've also got, this is the Dynax 9, which is another monstrous camera, a masterpiece of design by Minolta. They're sort of their last gasp at professional film cameras before they switch to whatever they switch to. And then I've got things like the Contact RX, which is literally, okay, that's going to focus again. There we are. That's the Contact RX. That is an absolutely beautifully designed camera. It's got sort of like a rangefinder type mechanism on it to make it, to give you sort of focusing assist as such. And with manual lenses, it's not autofocus. And I've got bags more. And, I sort of go through them when I shoot them in a cycle. Maybe 1 month I'll do Olympus cameras. Then I'll switch to Contact cameras and then the Nikons. And then, you just move around half frames. But out of all these cameras, one sort of stands head and shoulders above all the others that I've used. And that camera is the very, very odd Pentax MZS, which is this thing. Okay, so what is it? Well, I mean, Pentax made some phenomenal cameras, the K100, even their modern day K1 full frame camera, which I got, is a great, amazing camera. And they were a hugely popular camera because of their price range, the quality of their lenses. And they sort of went through the whole cycle with plastic cameras. They went to the PZ1, which I've got one of those somewhere as well, which was their big premium flagship camera. And, they're great cameras. That thing is very plasticky and whatever. So their last sort of attempt at a film camera was this, which is the MZS, their last professional camera. And in fact, and if I've got them, I'll put the photos up. This is also the same body design as for Pentax's first digital full frame camera, which they never released. So I may have put some photos up now, you can see it. And it's very, very similar. They went back to the drawing board with the design of this camera. They changed where the buttons are. They changed the angle on the top so that you're sort of reaching onto it. It's smaller, it's very, very compact, and I think it's magnesium the body's made from. And it just feels the right weight. Now, at that time, I think we're in the realms of F100s, the Minolta 9 there, high performance cameras. This has a top shutter speed of 1/6000th. It's got their main sensor. It takes all of their old school Pentax glass. It's got the K, a non-hobbled K mount. And it obviously takes their modern autofocus lenses as well. I think most of them, apart from the silent motor drive ones, not sure. Anyway, it takes their modern autofocus. I've got 43mm f1.9 on here, which literally never comes off of it. But I do have like the 28s and everything else that goes from the Pentax range. Now, I don't know why. What makes this different? I mean, it's got all the things you expect from a high-end autofocus camera. Manual focus. It's got manual focus. It's got continuous focus, it's got great metering, it's got the ability to imprint some details of what you shot onto the film roll, which is phenomenal. It's got multiple other features. It's got the beginning of their, mode selection. Pentax did a thing with lenses where you basically, you could put a lens on, switch it to a mode on a Pentax, and the lens has got some information that tells it what's the best point of performance for that lens. So that's got this built in, which is all the stuff that gets transferred over to the Pentax K1 and all the preceding Pentax digitals, and the green button, which is on the top here, which basically resets everything back to normal. And they've got their hyper program mode, so you auto aperture, you just literally move it and you can do aperture priority. So you've got all the program modes and everything you need on here, and there's custom functions. So you can have the leader in, leader out, all that sort of business. So it's got everything, and a diopter. I mean, yeah, break. I mean, not every high-end camera, strangely, has a diopter. So it's got everything you would ever want. But what separates it from this mess of giant cameras I've got here? Well, for me, it's the handling. It really is down. All these cameras I've got here, and all the ones in my cupboards, they all can take great photos. They've all got great lenses, and it's not necessarily always the lenses or the camera that makes the photograph, is it? It's not, is it? It's basically where you are when you click the shutter. But the thing is, it's when you go out for a day and you want to take photos, you want to have something that's really good quality with you, then I've ended up taking this, not the F100, not the other cameras. I end up with this because it goes in your bag and you don't really know it's there. But when you pick it up, it feels like a proper camera. It doesn't feel light. It's solid. Its size, I mean, it's sort of a lot smaller than some kind of size comparison here with these cameras, but I mean it's like tiny in comparison to these monstrosities here. That's the F100. You can sort of, I don't know if you can see that very well. I'll try and do that better, but you can sort of see the size of this thing compared to an F100. It's tiny, but it does absolutely everything, and it has every bit of functionality. Now I'll put a link in here in the video I did like a proper talk through the Pentax MZS, so you can have a look at that. That'll be in the link in the description below. But yeah, I mean, after years and years of shooting these cameras, and I've got a lot, and I think COVID, we all bought a lot of cameras in COVID, but basically, you acquire a lot of cameras and you think, you're looking for the one that will help, I don't know, you get gas, don't you? What is it? Gear acquisition syndrome. And I mean, and then there's a point with this was the one that sort of stopped it all for me. It was like, I don't know, and I find it difficult now to shoot the other cameras, and I don't know why. I mean, this just goes in my bag. I can take it out. I know I'm going to get great exposures. I know that it's autofocus. It's fast enough for me. It's faster than some digitals I've shot. But yeah, and I mean, it's got everything I need. So, I don't see many videos on these cameras. You don't see it mentioned very much. But out of all of these highly technically specified Nikons and Minoltas and Canons, I keep coming back to this. It's been around, it's been all over the world with me as well. I mean, and I know they had some issues. There's a cog in here, which is a bit problematic. But, I think you have to get a later generation of them. You have to check the serial numbers. I think I mentioned that in my other video as well. But yeah, so realistically, if you're looking for the one camera, well, for me, this is the one camera you would take out that's got affordable glass and amazing glass that's out there, because let's face it, film's expensive and you want to capture things. You don't want the hassle of manual. I mean, I'll do my favorite manual. I'm going to separate them, and this is autofocus. I will do my favorite manual. That's going to be tough. But this, it fulfills that thing. I take the Pentax K1 out on proper shoots, and I'll always have this with me because the lenses are interchangeable. If I want to shoot a bit of film, easy. So it's a great pairing with the K1 camera. But no, there you go. So that's it. That's one of for me, the best film camera they ever made. And I have shot quite a few. And I mean, this is just a wonderful thing. And I don't know what they did to this. I don't know if it's to do with the ergonomics with the dial on the top. It's just all easy to get to, just works, feels right in your hand. AF back button built on. I mean, it's just got everything. Anyway, there you go. Go out and get one, see how you feel about it. Thanks for watching.